don't know if they put their
Sunshine and Rent It Out.
sunshine and Rent It Out is what this one is gonna be about.
Any other questions?
It's on the right to know and
Sunshine.
sunshine.
Is that the same class that Buffalo put on?
No, I think theirs was put on by the Right to Know, the Open Records Office.
George Speaks.
Yeah.
Any other questions? How you vote?
Yes.
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 Claysville Volunteer Fire Department has submitted a request for the township to consider funding protective vests for the EMS personnel. The cost is $849.99 each. 4 are needed, but initial crew would be requesting 6.
I move that we purchase 6 vests from Act 13, provided as legal. And with the Fayetteville Volunteer Fire Company.
I'll second.
Any questions? Go ahead, Kathy.
I do have a question. Does Claysville Borough get any type of Act 13 money?
Very limited.
Okay.
It's based upon, you know, many things, but gas production, and they just don't have any. That's,
Okay. My other comment with that is that the borough and the Park Association received a significant amount of money for the pipeline that went across the park. And do you know if they spent any of that money
yeah,
towards that?
no.
What kind of protective vest are they?
Bulletproof vest. It's, when they respond to some of these domestic and other those type calls, and a lot of times the fire companies don't go in until that scene's been secured, but they felt the need that they ought to have them, and I don't think it's up to us to second guess them for wanting them. Hi, John. Everybody look at John.
Yeah. Do all of our police officers have bulletproof vests?
Yes, sir. The township supplies them for the full-time officers and the part-time officers if they don't provide their own. There's an arrangement for them.
Okay, so they do have them.
They do, yes, sir.
Yeah, but
Thank
say
you.
that again, the part-timers supply their own?
Okay, so some of our part-timers actually are employed at other places.
Yeah.
If they have a current vest, which
Yeah.
means if that vest is still in its life,
Yeah,
and they don't need it, they just don't request, they only need one vest.
Yeah.
If they need it, if they don't have it from someplace else, the township will provide it. There's no sense buying another vest just because.
what's the
Thank you.
life of
Traditionally 5 years, it depends on the manufacturer, is the warranty life on
JD.
Two things. There was some discussion 6 or so months ago about vests, about updating them or something, or current ballistic that
it.
don't
We
meet
actually
the,
updated last year, I can't remember.
I believe so.
so that everybody's,
That was probably the discussion you remember.
with everything going on, I know there's, you know, I mean,
I think we have one guy that's gonna need one sometime in the year. I gotta check on it.
and next question, Eric, do you guys have those, or?
We're not interested.
Okay, and is that, just thought you were involved, there's nobody here from Claysville, right? Okay.
John, is there?
One of the reasons the EMS people are requesting this,
Wait a minute. Go ahead, Ed. Once these vests expire, is there anything that happens with them? Do you trade them in? Do they recycle them?
No, there are places that will take them as a donation. They usually end up going overseas, but, no. It's a 5-year purchase.
And it's irrelevant, really, right? It's like a fire suit or a racing harness in a race car. It's just,
5 ounce.
they put a standard on it to make money and doesn't
Well,
hurt
no,
anything. but like-
Actually, the federal government puts standards on it. They have to test a certain standard.
Good, Gary.
one of the reasons EMS departments are requesting this, and they're even requesting the ability to carry firearms, is when a drug overdose or a drug issue is called in. they many times respond as quickly as the police do. And they have found that they encounter very dangerous situations. It could be a bad drug buy. There have been a number of times when bad hombres have circled back to get drugs off of somebody that was unconscious. So they've been in a lot of perilous situations, and that's the reason they're requesting these. That's happening countywide.
Any other questions? How you vote?
Yes.
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 Additions to the agenda.
Yes. I'd like to move that we hire on a interim or temporary basis, Mark Gordon, who is a Pennsylvania State Constable, who provides services as an ordinance enforcement officer for many municipalities locally.
I can't hear what you're saying.
So I move that we hire Mark Gordon as the code enforcement officer. On an interim basis, 3 month trial basis,
What rate?
at the rate of $15 per hour for approximately 5 hours per week.
Any questions?
So what's he do, just drive around looking for things that are wrong?
Eventually, that's what he's going to do, yes.
I got a question. You have done that?
Yes, sir. We may do that. We could do that, but this is a 3 month basis.
You don't have to have done?
No.
Any other questions?
Approximately 5 hours.
Any vote?
Yes.
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 Any other additions? Correspondence.
A lot of it. First thing is this came in today. Is that correct?
Yes.
This is from Range Resources. This is for the Donegal 30 tank pad and all of the related documents, erosion settlement control plans and post-construction plans and more erosion plans. This is in relation to a project that they want to put on Grimes Road, next to the old power station. Is that where it is?
I think it is.
Where we believe it to be. Mr. Solicitor, you had a very brief opportunity to look at this, and what is your take on this in connection with what we have to look at?
Range recognizes the zoning ordinance process and the sections applicable to oil and gas development, and they recognize it as a pending ordinance. Now, in that section of the oil and gas on applications and submittals as conditional uses, that type of information is required. It's available for the engineers and the emergency personnel to look at. It's available for public inspection. And ultimately, there would be a conditional use hearing where all of that is made part of the record. But that's just part of the disclosure that they have voluntarily made on that particular project. And that's consistent with what I've seen in other townships.
Okay, so that came today. We've got a letter from the folks where we bought our police car. We got a letter from the Sweat Law Office, and with it is the most recent zoning proposal, and it outlines the changes in color. It is available online, as well as some of the ordinances that have been referenced are also available online. And there are copies that have printed out. We have them available in the office. If you're interested in a copy, see Tammy, and we can let you have a copy if you don't have a computer at home, or you'd rather have a copy from here. There's a copy of the legal advertisement that was placed for the operation and maintenance of the wastewater and public water system. There is a letter from Sweat Law Office regarding the notice of appeal, regarding a right to know request. We have another letter from the right to know people in regards to that appeal. And there is a decision from the Pennsylvania Office of Open Records regarding to Kathleen Wright Croft versus Donegal Township. And here is another email. This is a letter from, please find the order vacating the decision in the appeal regarding Mr. Bibby's phone records, and that is here. There is another letter from the Sweat Law Office. Michael Crooney, Donegal Township responds to supporting affidavits in the appeal of 2016-1939. This here is a advertisement from some lubricant company. A letter from the McGuffey School District asking us to appoint the new person to the tax collection committee, which we've done tonight. This is a letter regard from an attorney, Turris, what did I say that again?
Tourists.
The Turris, I'll get that down. Turris regarding Judith Yusko versus Washington County Board of Assessment Appeals, McGuffey School District and Donegal Township, and the case has a docket number. A letter from Sweat Law Office regarding the conditions which were placed on Columbia Gibraltar Gathering for their use of Delashon Road. That was done by motion at the supervisor's meeting, and this was simply put in writing. Updated site plan usage for the Washington County Gun and Suppressors LLC, and they give a drawing of their plan that changes to the gun range. There is a letter from the Center for Energy Policy and Management regarding the 2016 impact fees we will be getting probably in July. They expect it to go down again, and we figured that in the budget when we did the budget. Letter from Sweat Law Office regarding from Mr. Crooney in some discussion about their last zoning meeting, and it gives us some standards in regards to proposed sections dealing with noise. Okay, this letter is from Nikki Phillips from behalf of Washington County Tourism. I'm going to pass this on to Kathy Croft. You already have this. And Eric, you guys going to do July 4th? They'd like to put it on their schedule. So one of you two might want to contact me. I'll get a copy of this and contact them. I think February 7th is probably already passed. February 9th. Tomorrow. Let's have it done by tomorrow.
When did you see that tonight then?
Put that one aside. This is Pennsylvania Department of Transportation regarding a construction plan on the above project on State Route 70. It's going to go on for a good while. I forget how long I read this. The 6.2 miles of I-70 they're going to be doing some construction work on. Eric, you got any details on that? It's going to begin in April.
Yeah, it's gonna begin in April. It's gonna run out from exit 11 back.
6.2 miles.
Well, I don't know where they get 6.2. They said the 4.5 to the 11 mile marker. That, I mean, I put McGuffey map, but that doesn't
Okay.
have 6.2. But, yeah, they're gonna be doing, single lane closures at night. There's gonna be brief periods where it's dual lane closures.
How long is it going to go on? I thought we saw it here someplace.
Till it's done. It does say on there, but I don't recall what it was.
I thought it had a timeline on it.
East or west mountain?
Both sides.
Yeah, it's just going to be quite a mess, so. Here's a letter from the Claysville Fire Company asking for the vest. Letter from Gordon Taylor. This is the Word document. These are the conditions that we are imposing upon the people that are bidding on the operations of the water and sewer plant. This is via certified mail from Tunnel Ridge. Notice of intent to conduct underground mining operations beneath our facilities and property, and continuing notification of underground mining. This is to supervisors. This is from Range Resources. dealing with property that's, let's see, where's it located at? Let's see. It says SGL 232 north, maybe we meant 231 north. Not on 231 north, I can tell you.
I say SGL, State Game Land.
Think Game Lands?
Yeah, Game Land
Okay.
232.
Okay, 232. It shows Hickson Ball as property owner, Beone property, Bayets, Cartons, probably Game Lands. Letter from SWN, production company regarding the Joseph Powers in Independence Township. Okay, some Range Resources regarding the Larry Smith unit. Another letter from SWN concerning the Guy Volio unit, which is Independence Township. Email, I'm not even sure who this is from. Catherine Prescott, what did you write about? Western Reporting Business Association, the one that belongs to.
Oh,
Yes.
it's like membership.
Okay, membership letter. Okay, confirmation of a meeting held in January of the Donegal and Claysville Joint Planning Commission. Pam, you've been attending those meetings, correct? And Catherine, Jay Dutton also still on the committee. So those are our 3 Donegal representatives. You may want to let those folks know, yourself as well, about the meeting on the 21st. And your committee people
Oh, okay.
want to attend that meeting. Catherine Prescott, regarding a meeting announcement of the, it's already taken place, Claysville Business Group. Okay, another email from Mike Crenny regarding some of the proposed changes in the zoning ordinance, and he has included those. He'll include those changes, I guess, in the changes he has already submitted. Okay, this is a letter from the Auditor General of Pennsylvania, and they have examined our liquid fuels fund for the period of January 1, 2014 to December 31st, 2015. And I read this in great detail. I don't see where there's any finding. It's a spotless audit. Letter from Gateway Engineers regarding a notification, notice of intent for coverage under the erosion and sedimentation control permit, and for the Hercules bad. That's that on the Buck Run.
Yeah.
Washington County Sewage Council, for which we're a member, tells us that we have until the end of March to pick up our old permits and records from there, or they're going to destroy them. We need to send somebody up to get them. And, you know, maybe the janitor or one of the guys or the police or somebody pick them up. And this is a draft of the proposal for the water and sewage operators solicitation. That's your vast pile of correspondence.
Approval of bill list. Motion to approve bills and sign checks. Zach made the motion.
Second?
Any questions? How you vote?
Yes.
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 Remarks from the supervisors.
Nothing.
Anything? Public comment on non-agenda items. Hold on. We're gonna do this the same way we done it the last meeting. If you want to speak, raise your hand. I'll write your name down. Once everyone has their hand raised and wants to speak, then you can say what you want to say. No one's going to jump in after we get started. So who wants to speak? Mike Smith?
JD.
JD,
And there's one in the back.
Bobby Ray,
Lee Rogers. And a gentleman all the way in the back.
Mr. Archibald. Mike Smith.
Tonight, I am here speaking as a frustrated and deeply concerned Donegal citizen. One of the things that really frustrates me is the two of you I've known almost my entire life. One of you I've known since you moved here. Approximately 11 months ago, at a zoning meeting, after hours of back and forth debate, I finally got a chance to speak. I warned you of what was to come, knowing in my heart and my gut how this community would feel about a zoning ordinance. I told you that friends would argue with friends, neighbors would argue with neighbors. Family members would be divided over this issue. An issue that has been raised before and defeated. You chose to cast my warnings aside along with your judgment. Here is my main point for tonight. The First Amendment is the right to free government abridgment of speech. Our speech at public government meetings is protected by the First Amendment. Retaliation against the exercise of First Amendment rights is a well-established constitutional violation under U.S. Code Section 1983. Individuals can hold government officials accountable for their acts taken in retaliation against the exercise of constitutionally protected free speech. Examples of retaliatory acts include conspicuous presence of law enforcement, permits being held or revoked, initiation of baseless criminal proceedings, disparate treatment with respect to providing notices. Examples of this are giving notices to some people and not to others, or turning some people in and not others. Removing a company from an approved list. Instituting policies that are targeted. Also, when a plaintiff is a private citizen, as opposed to a government employee, the level of proof is lower. We have taken note of the many adverse actions taken against the members of our watchdog group and the citizens of Donegal Township. Many of these actions would have deterred a person of ordinary firmness from continuing to speak out. We have compiled a large file. This is one of them. We have many more. Against us using video and right-to-know requests. We object to your actions, and we consider these acts to be un-American.
JD.
Guys had a good bit of correspondence from Range and Gateway and stuff. It reminded me of discussion a few months back. Did you ever check into or get an answer on the false information they provided related to the Jones-Devorum pipeline?
If I recall, I thought you were to get together with the secretary and give her their information that needed to be done. I don't know that you were proceeding with that.
Well, we came and got it. All that is in your file.
Yeah, you came and got the information.
We gave you the information that you requested.
Okay, I thought I showed you that night just what
No, you
was
were
in
to
question.
document, we were gonna send a letter to Range, or whoever it was, and say, these are your points. And you've never presented those points to us. You present those points and who you want to go to, and we'll send that correspondence.
Okay. Well, I did that night at the table, which I can show you real
Well,
easy, but.
yeah, jot it down so we have something to follow.
Okay.
Bob, you're right.
I'll pass.
Mr. Archibald.
Thank you. Earlier tonight, Mr. Teagarden, you broke down some expenditures through the Act 35 fund.
13,
13.
Oh, 13?
yes.
I misunderstood that. I thought you said Act 35.
No,
Well, that was actually my question though, because I found out earlier this week that, well, the Act 35 authorizes money, I'm sorry, 13, for police equipment.
Yes,
And yet the police car was not purchased through that,
it was,
it was?
it was.
Yes, it was.
Oh, I apologize then, I misunderstood everything, I apologize.
Yeah, we quite often, we bought several police cars from Act 13, as well as road equipment, and our stance on Act 13 has always been to spend it on long-term items that aren't items that are part of normal daily operations, because at some point, that money's gonna go away. And when it does, if you were relying on that to pay your bills, you're gonna be in a lot of trouble. We don't rely on it to pay our daily bills. Now, we have paid for some stone out of it, reimbursed, we paid for stone out of the general fund, and then reimbursed ourselves out of the Act 13, because it can pay for road materials. It can't pay for salt or grits for the roads, but it can pay for gravel or whatever we need to build a road base. So we do that occasionally.
General road maintenance.
General road maintenance items, not wages, but materials or equipment.
Lee Rogers.
Does Comcast contribute any money to the township?
No.
No. Now, if I recall, when we negotiated our Comcast contract, we had that opportunity to get a franchise fee. And we were told by the person that was negotiating with us from Comcast that if we chose to get the fee, that it would raise the cable rates accordingly. And we said we'd rather have the cable rates stay where they're at rather than pass the increase on to the customers. So no, we do not. We've never, since I've been involved with, Comcast has been here for a long time. Comcast and their predecessor company, Blue Devil Cable, or I think it was, or Blue Devil? Who was it before?
Burgerstown.
Yeah, I think here, we've never, ever gotten any money from the cable company. Yeah, they were so tickled to death to get cable when it came here. They were, you know, we didn't even think about it. Yeah, it was it. It was community. Blue Devil was in Claysville, I think. Yeah. No, we don't.
Executive session, do we need it?
I'll be back here on,
February 16th.
yeah.
Motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
Good question. How you vote?
Yep.
Yes.
Yep.
Do you have any more?